Life is full of choices, big and small, they shape our journey. We stand at crossroads unsure of which path to take. The weight of decision can feel heavy. It's in these moments we seek clarity. Many search for answers within themselves. They rely on logic, reason, and ambition, but there's a deeper truth to uncover, a truth that transcends our limited understanding. This truth lies in surrendering to a power greater than ourselves, to a God who loves us unconditionally and desires our best. This is the path to unlocking life's purpose. Surrender is not about weakness. It's about aligning our will with God's. It's about trusting His plan, even when we don't fully understand it. Seeking God's will is not a one-time event, it's a daily surrender. Each morning we offer Him our plans, dreams, and fears. We acknowledge His sovereignty and our need for His guidance. This daily surrender is like tuning an instrument. Every day we fine-tune our hearts to resonate with God's frequency. We become more attuned to His voice, recognizing His whispers in the stillness of our souls. It's in the quiet moments of surrender that we find direction. When we release control, God steps in. He begins to orchestrate circumstances, open doors, and connect us with the right people. Daily surrender is an act of faith. It's trusting that God's plans are far greater than our own. It's believing that His ways are higher, His thoughts are deeper, and His love never fails. Surrender may seem counterintuitive. We're often told to strive, achieve, and conquer. Yet there's a quiet confidence that comes from letting go. Studies show that people who practice surrender experience less anxiety and greater well-being. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that those who surrendered to God reported higher levels of life satisfaction and lower levels of stress. This confidence stems from knowing we are not alone. We have a loving Father who walks beside us, guiding our steps. We can face challenges with courage, knowing He is our strength. When we surrender, we release the burden of control. We no longer have to have all the answers or figure everything out. This freedom allows us to live with greater peace and joy. There are practical ways to cultivate daily surrender. These practices are not just about following a routine, but about creating a meaningful connection with the divine. They help us to let go of our own control and trust in a higher power. Practices that deepen our connection with God and enhance our spiritual clarity. They are like spiritual exercises that strengthen our faith and bring us closer to our Creator. Each practice is a step towards a more profound understanding of our purpose and existence. These are not rituals, but rather pathways to intimacy with our Creator. They are opportunities to experience His presence in our daily lives, to feel His love, and to understand His will for us. Prayer is a powerful tool for surrender. It is more than just words, it is an act of faith and trust. Through prayer we open our hearts to God, laying down our burdens and seeking His guidance. It's a heartfelt conversation with God, sharing our desires, fears, and hopes. In these moments, we find comfort and reassurance, knowing that we are not alone in our journey. It's listening for His whispers, seeking His guidance, and aligning our will with His. This requires patience and a quiet mind, allowing us to hear His voice amidst the chaos of life. Meditation allows us to quiet our minds and connect with the divine presence within. It is a practice of stillness and awareness, helping us to center our thoughts and focus on the spiritual. It's about stilling the noise of the world and creating space for God to speak. In these moments of silence, we can feel His presence more profoundly and understand His messages more clearly. Reading scriptures nourishes our souls with God's Word. It is through the Bible that we learn about His teachings, His promises, and His love for us. It's through His Word that we gain wisdom, guidance, and strength. The scriptures provide us with the knowledge and understanding we need to navigate life's challenges. It reveals His character, His promises, and His unconditional love. By immersing ourselves in the scriptures, we deepen our relationship with God and strengthen our faith. These practices are not a checklist, but rather invitations to deepen our relationship with God. They are opportunities to grow spiritually and to experience His presence in our lives. It's in the consistency of these practices that we cultivate a posture of surrender. By making them a regular part of our lives, we open ourselves to the transformative power of God's love and guidance. The world tells us to chase happiness, but true peace comes from a deeper source. In our fast-paced lives, we often find ourselves overwhelmed by the constant pursuit of material success and fleeting pleasures. Yet amidst the chaos, there lies a profound truth that many have discovered. Peace is not found in the external, but within. It comes from placing our faith in God. This faith acts as an anchor, grounding us when the storms of life threaten to capsize our spirits. It is in these moments of surrender that we find solace, knowing that we are not alone in our struggles. Research has shown a strong correlation between faith and an increased sense of peace and well-being. Studies have indicated that individuals who engage in regular spiritual practices, such as prayer or meditation, often report higher levels of life satisfaction and emotional stability. A 2010 study published in the Journal of Health Psychology found that people who reported a strong belief in a higher power had lower levels of stress hormones and were more resilient in the face of adversity. This resilience is not just a mental state, but a holistic experience that encompasses the mind, body, and spirit. Faith is not about the absence of difficulties. Life is inherently unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. However, faith provides a lens through which we can view these challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and deeper connection with the divine. It's about facing life's storms with a deep trust in God's goodness. This trust transforms our perspective, allowing us to see beyond the immediate turmoil and recognize the greater purpose at play. It is this unwavering belief that sustains us. It's about knowing that He is with us in the midst of our pain, our fears, and our uncertainties. This divine companionship offers a profound sense of comfort, reminding us that we are never truly alone, even in our darkest moments. When we surrender to God, we surrender our anxieties as well. This act of surrender is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our trust in His plan for us. It is in letting go that we find freedom from the burdens that weigh us down. We trust that He is in control, and we find peace in His presence. This peace is not a fleeting emotion but a deep, abiding sense of tranquility that permeates every aspect of our lives. It is a peace that surpasses all understanding. This peace transcends our circumstances. It's a deep, abiding sense of tranquility that only God can provide. In a world filled with uncertainty and strife, this divine peace remains a constant, guiding us through the ebb and flow of life with unwavering assurance. Section 6. Embracing the unknown. Surrender requires us to embrace the unknown. It means letting go of our carefully crafted plans and trusting God's design. This can feel uncomfortable, even scary at times, but it's in the unknown that we truly discover the adventure of faith. God often leads us on paths we never would have chosen for ourselves. He takes us outside our comfort zones, stretching us, molding us, and shaping us into the people He created us to be. Embracing the unknown requires a spirit of adventure. It's about saying yes to God, even when we don't have all the answers. It's about trusting that He will never lead us astray, and that His plans are always for our good. Section 7. The beauty of unforeseen blessings. When we surrender to God's will, we open ourselves up to a life overflowing with unforeseen blessings. These blessings may not always look the way we expect, but they are always perfectly tailored to our needs. God delights in surprising us with His goodness. He opens doors we never knew existed, connects us with people who become our greatest allies, and orchestrates circumstances that lead us to our destiny. These unforeseen blessings are often found in the unexpected detours of life, in the challenges that test our faith, and the disappointments that redirect our paths. It's in these moments that we discover God's faithfulness and His unwavering love. Section 8. Deeper connections, shared journeys. Surrender is not a solitary pursuit. It's a journey best shared with others who are also seeking God's will. When we surround ourselves with like-minded believers, we find encouragement, support, and accountability. We are strengthened by each other's faith, inspired by each other's stories, and challenged to grow in our walk with God. It's in the context of community that we truly discover the power of shared surrender. When we surrender to God, He often connects us with others who are on similar journeys. These connections become sources of strength, encouragement, and love. They remind us that we are not alone in our pursuit of God's will. Section 9. A life transformed. Surrender is not a destination, it's a lifelong journey of transformation. It's a continuous process that requires dedication and faith. Each step we take on this path brings us closer to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship with God. The journey is filled with moments of reflection, growth, and profound change. It's a process of becoming more like Christ, of aligning our will with His, and of living a life marked by purpose and meaning. This transformation is not always easy, but it is always rewarding. Through prayer, scripture, and community, we find the strength to continue on this path. We learn to trust in God's plan and to seek His guidance in all that we do. As we surrender daily to God's will, we experience a profound shift in our perspective. Our eyes are open to the beauty and wonder of His creation. We begin to see the world through His eyes, with compassion and love. This shift in perspective allows us to live more fully in the present moment, appreciating the gifts and blessings that surround us. Our priorities change, our desires are refined, and our hearts are filled with gratitude for His faithfulness. We start to value relationships over material possessions, and we find joy in serving others. This transformation brings us closer to our true selves and to the people we love. It strengthens our bonds and deepens our connections. The world may offer temporary pleasures, but true fulfillment comes from living a life surrendered to God. The fleeting joys of material success and social status pale in comparison to the lasting peace and contentment that come from a life of faith. By surrendering to God's will, we find a sense of purpose that transcends the superficial and the temporary. It's in the daily act of surrender that we discover the abundant life He promises. Each day is an opportunity to renew our commitment to this journey, to let go of our fears and doubts, and to embrace the path that God has laid out for us. This daily surrender brings us closer to the abundant life that He has promised, filled with peace, joy, and fulfillment. A life of surrender is a life of freedom, peace, and joy. It's a life where we are no longer bound by our own limitations and fears, but are free to live fully and authentically. This freedom allows us to experience the true joy that comes from being in alignment with God's will. It's a joy that is not dependent on external circumstances, but is rooted in the deep and abiding love of our Creator. It's a life lived in the center of God's will, where we discover our true purpose and experience the fullness of His love. In this place, we find the strength to face life's challenges with grace and courage. We are empowered to live out our calling and to make a positive impact on the world around us. This is the true essence of a life transformed.